Hello, Sagittarius. This is your tarot reading for the month of January 2017. I already have a couple cards that fell out for you. So let's see. This first card is a Four of Cups. This is about emotional unavailability. Just withdrawing, not being in touch or connected emotionally to someone. And then we get another mermaid, which is a Five of Cups reversed. This is interesting. So we're looking at cups being taken, not being taken, offering cups. Remember, you're a fire sign as well. I also have the Tower, which is all about change with fire, a big shock. And then this card was a Ten of Pentacles reversed. Okay. All right. So I'm going to cut the cards. So let's see here. These three cards are already telling me, usually when I see the Tower in a love reading, that tells me there might have been a big fight or a big conflict that had a lot to do with emotional upside downs, being hurt, someone hurting you, and whether you should forgive that person or not. Usually this Five of Cups is about regrets, coming to a crossroads, dealing with a loss, and looking at the positive aspects and trying to move forward, especially if this is reversed. Usually this is about, it has a lot to do with an emotional loss, dealing with regrets, feeling sorry. Now, when this is in reverse, maybe we're not feeling so sorry. It seems, Sagittarius, that there was a huge emotional conflict with someone or a situation, and this had a lot to do with about your feelings, feeling distant. I see the Four of Cups as your energy, not so much another person. That's the past influences on January that I'm seeing. So let's head into the next row now that I've cut the cards. I have a Nine of Cups, which is about happiness and emotional contentment. And remember, the number 9 is always about the end. And then 10, we close everything out and we head into a new cycle. Now, materialistically, as far as home life, maybe this is reversed. You're still at a 9. I think it's interesting. Numbers are so important here because we don't get to a 10. Our 10 is reversed, but it seems like we are at the level of 9 here. Emotional happiness and contentment. I think that's what it's about for you. And so also I think it's interesting considering that we're with numbers. 4 plus 5 equals 9. This 5 was reversed. Okay. So maybe it was 4 minus 5, but whatever is the case here, looking at the combination of numbers, that 4 and 5 of cups equals 9 cups. Maybe in January you're able to shrug all of this conflict and fighting. I see hurt. I see someone hurting you. I see something that emotionally hurt you a lot as well over the holidays. And so when we get to this 9 for you, this slow, this constant emotional energy, water for your fire, you're able to just sort of find your happy spot. That's what I see this in the center for. Even though home life and the relationships are still a little bit rocky here in the material world, just the home life, anything that has to do with the physical, living with someone or meeting someone, it seems like emotionally you'll still find your happy spot, even though the beginning of the year, lots of emotional sadness and detachment. And especially when you have the energy of the fire that's coming from the Tower. that when you get a huge jolt or a shock, or when something upsets you or someone upsets you, you do tend to pull back emotionally. You never forget a slight. You never forget it when someone hurts you, and you might be able to get past it, but emotionally you're still like, okay, I'm just still going to take a step back here. So now we're, in the material world, things are still a little shook up here with this Ten of Pentacles reversed. But you're still going to be able to get it together, and you're famous for that, Sagittarius. And now I have your wands, your fire, coming to the rescue again. This is about celebration and freedom. And this comes right under the tower here. Beneath the tower and the shocks and the jolts and the being upset and the chaos, there's still freedom and happiness in your element here. Fire always brings about change. Fire changes everything it touches. Okay? And it's a very quick energy that changes everything quickly. So I think that with this water energy, all this water with the fire, you're going to go through some big boiling over issues here emotionally. But with this Nine of Cups and the Four of Wands, and even though the Ten of Pentacles is reversed, Sagittarius, heading into January, you're just going to get back on your feet, because that's what most Sagittarians do. I have the Wheel of the Year, or the Wheel of Fortune, reversed, and all this means is that the wheel seems to be stuck. That maybe you've had a turn of luck here, that you're still dealing with the effects, and if you're waiting for your luck to change, that's still going to be a little bit slow, especially seeing that you have this pentacle in the center. The pentacle is about the world, the material world, your change of luck, when things physically start falling into place, especially if it's about money. But if this is in reverse, your luck will still feel a little upended, but it doesn't mean it's not going to change soon. The Wheel of the Year will start to turn, and you will not be stuck. Now, I just want to point out your only two major arcana card is the Tower, this unfortunate event or crisis. And so as we head into the future, your Wheel of Fortune is still reversed. It's still going to be stuck, but it doesn't mean that change eventually will not come. I have a Three of Swords for you. Okay, and this also showed up in, it's really weird when these things show up in the same position. I think this showed up for Scorpio, I'm not sure, in the same position, Three of Swords, the card of heartbreak and disappointment. So when these cards overlap a little bit and I see the same card show up in the same position, I'm like, there must be something going on with that other sign this showed up for. A little heartbreak and pain. I think mentally you're going to be stuck. You'll find your happy spot. But as you wait for outer circumstances, your physical circumstances to change, you're still going to be dealing with a little bit of pain. It could mean someone else is hurt as well. And then another major arcana card, you have the Lovers. Very much about love and harmony and a spiritual connection with someone. So the weird thing about this story for you, Sagittarius, yes, emotionally you're upside down. But it seems that, especially with the Wands, this Four of Wands that shows up, leading to the Lovers, I think especially for you single Sagittarians, there's something you're going to get right. Things are going to start falling into place after what seems like a little bit of heartbreak and disappointment in the future. As you find your happy spot, yeah, there will still be some roadblocks. Maybe there's a discussion with someone from this Tower that you need to reconnect with, and that you will reconnect with. Or a situation with dating. I think that love is coming for some of you Sagittarians, new love. Let me shuffle for an outcome card, because I really want to see what the possibilities are now for this, as far as the outcome. Okay. Oh, a Two of Swords. Interesting. Now, these swords are very important. When we get the heartbreak, Three of Swords goes to Two of Swords. I have a feeling that this Tower is telling a little bit of the story. That there was someone hurt you really bad. Emotionally, you felt hurt. You're coming into the new year dealing with a lot of hurt and negative things that have happened to you. And so you're pulling it together here, especially with this Four of Wands. But I think this person who might want to resolve things with you, or you trying to get past what this person did for you, you still have the Lover's energy. It seems like this heartbreak is all about the Lovers. I don't see this necessarily as sequential. I'm just seeing the energy of the cards together, where you're trying to, the circle, this wheel of the year needs to turn to put things in the past in regards to a relationship or feelings for someone, so that you can get to the Lovers. And so this Two of Swords seems to be telling me that there's still some, how can I say it? Whatever this is, you're finding your happiness, you're trying to move forward, but there's still some issues with this love aspect, this love situation, especially for those of you who have a person of interest. There still seems to be some hurt feelings and betrayal that needs to get out of that stuck cycle with the Wheel of the Year. Also, you have two fours, and fours are always about change and stagnation sometimes, not taking a risk. But fours can also be transformative as well, especially with this Four of Wands. So we're talking about Four of Cups, Four of Water, where there's emotional detachment. Someone or you are pulling away emotionally. You're not happy. Then we go to a Four of Wands, which is your element, this fire, this change, this new passion, this celebration. But we also have these twos as well that are quite symbolic. This Two of Swords and then the duality of the Lovers. This seems to be telling me there's some issues and compromises where I think, Sagittarius, you're in a situation, for some of you, especially the single people, just learning how to get past your hurt and rejection and just moving forward in spite of the hurt that happened to you in the past. But also for those of you in relationships, a person is bringing unresolved pain and fear and trust into your life as well, which is why I saw all this turbulence here in the beginning with the first three cards. So this is a matter of working it out, because remember, with the Two of Swords, someone does need to drop a sword. When you have that Ace of Swords, that one sword, that's when you have clarity, and that's when you understand everything. Okay? And so you're going to be in a position to where someone needs to drop a sword. You both need to be on the same page. There needs to be clarity. Okay? And even if you're single, it's still going to be about what is it that you really want, and understanding what's really going on in this relationship or this situation. Okay? All right, so Sagittarius, that was your reading. And I hope you're having a wonderful holiday season and that you celebrated a wonderful new year. I do have a special. Usually my video readings are $20, but for the month of January, they will be $15. So you might want to take advantage of that if you've always wanted your own personal reading. And I wish you a Merry New Year, and I hope to see you on YouTube. Take care.